Should you be prepping? When you have one of the most richest people in the world warning you of plagues, saying they're going to come, building so many bunkers, it might be a little bit more realistic than most people think. And with things getting much worse as each day passes, I'm talking about inflation, food shortages that could possibly be worse than you could even imagine. Is it going to be an SHTF 2023? Many people are prepping for it. Should you be? Let's hear what one of the most wealthiest people in the world has been warning and predicting. Information you should hear coming right up. If you guys are brand new here at Riverside Homestead Life, welcome to our awesome community where we do videos on prepping, emergency preparedness, how-tos, and news that could affect you. If that's something that's up your alley and you'd find value in, be sure to hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this one. It's true, we could be heading into an SHTF 2023. And if you guys don't know what SHTF means, it means stuff hits the fan. And the stuff might be a bad word. Some people say crap hits the fan. A lot of people ask in the comments, what does SHTF mean? That's what it means. Basically, it means things get really bad. But what I want to remind you of today is what the elites are saying and have been saying. You got to pay attention.
This is the most likely thing by far to kill over 10 million excess people in a year. We don't need to invest nearly what we do in military preparedness. This is something where less than $1 billion a year on R&D, medical surveillance, standby personnel, cross-training the military so they can play a role in terms of all the logistics here. This can be done, and we may not get many more warnings like this one to say, okay, it's a pretty modest investment to avoid something that really, in terms of the human condition, would be a gigantic setback.
And this was put out just before we dealt with the first thing. It's almost like he knew it was going to happen. But the thing to take from this is when you've got the most richest guy in the world warning you about something like this, many would argue that this is probably a lot more realistic than most people think. I mean, really, a lot of you would think that this is just a big bad movie. Given the last couple years, right? How many of you out there, and put it in the comments, thought that it would be this bad in 2023 and the last couple years that we've experienced? Did you guys think that you would ever experience that kind of stuff? And I'm thinking 10 years ago, 20 years ago, that was the good life. I'm personally a lot more worried for my kids and what they're gonna have to deal with in the upcoming future. How many of you out there have seen this? After Armageddon, this movie. So basically, this is a movie of life after Armageddon. If a plague were to sweep over the world, and basically the majority of people would be wiped out. We're talking like 95%. So basically, if you're worth millions and millions of dollars and a plague wiped everyone out, all that so-called fortune is gone. All that success and money is gone. Your worth comes down to what you can carry on your back, in your pockets, and your skills that you know. And for those of you that prepped up supplies, possibly had a bunker, it's going to come down to your stockpiles. So a popular belief in the prepping communities is putting some of your money or some of your efforts into being prepared, into your emergency preparedness preps, because a lot of preppers see it as an insurance policy, because many would argue it's not a matter of if you will need it, it's a matter of when you will need it, especially with all these crazy things that are happening and ongoing. Another very common thought is, we don't think it will happen in our lifetime. And back to what I said, did you ever think that you would see what we have seen in the last 3 years? And would you agree that nothing is getting any better? If you're paying attention to what's happening in the world, war is definitely on the doorstep. Money is already on its way out the door. Like I said, I can't believe what I have experienced in the last few years. I would have never thought I would experience anything that we've experienced. So with that, I can't imagine what's going to roll out in the next 5 years. Will going to a grocery store be the same? Freedom to drive whatever we want and go wherever we want? Will we have that? Will we be limited on how far we can go and where we can go and how often? Will we be forced to take whatever we're told to take or else? And can we trust on what that's doing to our body? Will it make us reliant on different things that only are provided by whoever's above us? What people need to notice is that the writing is on the wall. And for all of you out there that think I'm trying to spread fear, I'm not. I don't live in fear, and neither should you, but you should be aware of what's going on. Like the writing on the wall, you need to know what's going on so you can be better prepared, so that you can have a mindset and preparations for emergency preparedness. It's simply just seeking out the truth, keeping both eyes wide open, and being aware. That's why I keep you guys up to date with different news stories and prepping tips and emergency preparedness, such as this diesel heater right here. I did a video the other day in case you missed that. Maybe you experience an emergency power outage or a rolling blackout and it's cold out. You need to know how to run a diesel heater that isn't relied on the power grid. We do a ton of videos on power stations, generators. I'm not partial to one particular one. I show you them all. In fact, 4Patriots sent me this one along with a coupon code for our community. You buy this 1800 watt power generator, they send you an extra solar panel and another generator along with it. And that's awesome because I work with these groups and they send me extra coupon codes, extra deals for our community, which is super cool. And be sure to hit the notification bell because I've got another training video coming up where I teach you how to use this little box right here to power some stuff that's got huge draws that are typically overloading a smaller generator like this. I'm gonna keep bringing you guys awareness, whether it's news that affects you, prepping tips, emergency preparedness, how-tos. So stay tuned, keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing, guys. We'll see you on the next one.